Awake, O sword, against my shepherd, and against the man that is my fellow, saith Yahweh of hosts. Smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered, and I will turn my hand upon the little ones. And it shall become that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the 3rd part shall be left therein. And I will bring the 3rd part into the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, It is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh is my God. Zechariah chapter 14. Behold, the day of Yahweh cometh, when thy spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished, and half of the city shall go forth into captivity, but the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Then shall Yahweh go forth and fight against those nations, as when he fought in the day of battle, and his feet shall stand in that day upon the Mount of the Olives, which is before Jerusalem on the east. And the Mount of the Olives shall be cleft in the midst thereof, toward the east and toward the west. And there shall be a very great valley, and half of the mountain shall remove toward the north, and half of it toward the south. And ye shall flee by the valley of my mountains, for the valley of the mountains shall reach to Ethel. Yea, ye shall flee, like as ye fled from before the earthquake in the days of Uzziah, king of Yehudah. And Yahweh my God shall come, and all the holy ones with him. And it shall become in that day that there shall not be light. The bright ones shall withdraw themselves, but it shall be one day which is known to Yahweh, not day and not night, but it shall become that at evening time there shall be light. And it shall become in that day that living waters shall go out from Jerusalem, half of them toward the eastern sea, and half of them toward the western sea. In summer and in winter shall it be. And Yahweh shall be king over all the earth. In that day shall Yahweh be one, and his name one. All the land shall be made like the Arava, from Gaba to Ramon, south of Jerusalem. And she shall be lifted up, and shall dwell in her place, from Benjamin's gate to the place of the first gate, to the corner gate, and from the tower of Hananeel to the king's winepresses. And men shall dwell therein, and there shall be no more curse, but Jerusalem shall dwell safely. And this shall be the plague wherewith Yahweh will smite all the peoples that have warred against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their sockets, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. And it shall become in that day that a great tumult from Yahweh shall be among them, and they shall lay hold every one on the hand of his neighbor, and his hand shall rise up against the hand of his neighbor. And Yehudah also shall fight at Jerusalem, and the wealth of all the nations round about shall be gathered together, gold and silver and apparel in great abundance. And so shall be the plague of the horse, of the mule, of the camel, and of the donkey, and of all the beasts that shall be in those camps, as that plague. And it shall become that everyone that is left of all the nations that came against Jerusalem shall go up from year to year to worship the King, Yahweh of hosts, and to keep the festival of the booths. And it shall be that whoso of all the families of the earth goeth not up to Jerusalem to worship the King, Yahweh of hosts, upon them there shall be no rain. And if the family of Mithraim go not up, and come not, neither shall it be upon them. There shall be the plague wherewith Yahweh will smite the nations that go not up to keep the festival of the booths. This shall be the punishment of Mithraim, and the punishment of all the nations that go not up to keep the festival of the booths. In that day shall there be upon the bells of the horses a holy thing for Yahweh, and the pots in Yahweh's house shall be like the bowls before the altar. Yea, every pot in Jerusalem and in Yehudah shall be a holy thing for Yahweh of hosts, and all they that sacrifice shall come and take of them, and boil therein. And in that day there shall be no more a Canaanite in the house of Yahweh of hosts.